Yeah, I know, it's weird like that.
But then I was like, you know what? Let's change the plans. Before you guys can wrestle, you have to resist. 3 minutes of just straight resisting. And it worked.
Actually, I'm gonna go over here. All right, this feels weird almost.
We haven't done this in
forever. It's been so long.
How long ago? Before Christmas? No.
Yeah, we did I think the body lock one, the front body lock one was after Christmas, I feel like.
I don't know.
I'll have to look after this video and see, but it's been a while. It's definitely been at least a solid month.
Oh, way longer.
At least a solid month.
I didn't have these done. This was like a couple months
now. There you go.
That's what I was thinking about because I watched the last video. 5 months? There it is.
There you go. You got the official answer. All right. So last time we went over the front body lock, pass defense. Now we're going to do retention against the side body lock. So I'm just going to show the side body lock position on Mike. So you'll end up in this position anytime that you're the retainer or the guard player and you sit up. Sometimes what will happen is the person on top will grab a body lock and then they'll kind of circle around the corner here. He's going to insert his hook still. Yeah, and then we're kind of on the side body lock here. We're not in front between the knees. We're outside the legs now, but he still has the hook. So his knees are like, both of his knees are like on this side of my body. So I'm like kind of flanked him, opposed to front body lock where I'm between his knees with a body lock, right? So maybe I was here and I had him on his back and he sat up, and as he sat up, I pushed his knees to the side, sit up all the way. And now we ended up in this side body lock position. All right. Or maybe Mike was down on his back and I started in a smash pass position, and Mike sat up to try and escape, and I connected my hands into a side body lock. So those are a couple examples of how we like end up in this position sometimes. So now we're going to go over how to deal with this position. So we're not going to get into side body lock when I'm on my side all the way down on the mat. We're going to deal with it when we're sitting up. So we're here and we're in the side body lock. So I'm just going to go a brief overview of what we're going to like go over first before we actually do any of it. So first is going to be, I'm able to get my frames inside and my hooks are still on Mike's legs. Then we'll go over when I don't have the hooks. So Mike manages to completely outflank my legs with a body lock. So he just do a back step. Here, where he still has a side body lock, but now my feet are not hooking his legs anymore. We're going to go over what to do when they start beating our arm position with their head, whether it's getting inside or he turns the corner outside. The Dagestani handcuff, where when he circles behind me, reaches, yeah, grabs this, breaks me down.
This is the worst one. That's gotta be the worst thing.
And we'll go over like what to do when they circle behind us. Just keep circling, keep circling, keep circling. And then he tries to take my back from here. Yeah, I got it. Beautiful textbook, just like that.
Single leg,
all right.
Single hook there.
Yeah, so I believe that's going to be everything that we're going to cover in the side body lock. And then the next video is going to be all on retaining the guard from the rear body lock, because sometimes when we're in these body lock positions, I'm going to force Mike into a rear body lock position to prevent myself from being pinned. So I really personally don't like getting pinned with the body lock position. I'd rather turtle versus body lock than give up a pass versus body lock, because with the body lock grip, it's harder for them to take the back, and I just prefer not to get pinned versus somebody chasing my back where I have an extra layer to try and escape. So let's start with, I have the hooks in, my knees or on one side of his body like we talked about because he's flanking me. That's why it's a side body lock. It's not a front body lock where he's between my knees. It's a side body lock. The grip that I'm likely going to get first is going to be my elbow inside his neck and goosenecking. I have a really long arm, so it's a little bit harder for me to grab the top of his head sometimes. But the main thing that's important is this elbow pressure, keeping Mike's head away from me here. So this gives me a little bit of space here, and this gives me a buffer, so when he tries to push me back to my back here, it's hard for him to put his head on my shoulder to flatten me out here. So if Mike wants to put me on my back, he wants to put his ear on my shoulder here, or on my chest, and he wants to steering wheel my back to the mat here with his head, yeah, here. So I went outside the wrong leg. I thought that was the far leg. So when I have an arm on his neck here as a frame, I can keep Mike's head down off my chest, and that allows me to bring my chest forward and my hips back. So when Mike tries to bring me to my back here, it's really hard, all right? Because of the fact he can't put his head on my chest very easily, and the fact that I'm able to kind of stuff his head down and lean forward, all right? From here, if I have the hooks, my main goal is to try and off-balance Mike to basically either get underneath of him or to allow me to upgrade back to like a butterfly guard or to get underhooks back. All right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to shovel myself as far underneath this far leg as I can with my hooks. And now from here, if I want, I can let go of the collar tie now because I'm not trying to push him away anymore. I'm trying to pull him. I can let go and I can grab his far armpit here. And now I'm going to roll to my back as I lift with my legs here. Now I'll scoop his leg. And if Mike lets go of my body lock, which I did, he can post on his knee and on his hands so he doesn't fall over. And now I can enter whatever leg entanglement I want. I can go Ashigarami here or one leg X guard, right? I can go normal X guard. I can literally just kick Mike away and try and stand up, right? But we're basically causing an off balance to make him let go. So again, we're here. I have my frame in, stuffing his head down. I'm hooking his leg with my leg so he can't just run beside me. And now from here, I'm going to shovel myself under. I'm going to grab his far armpit because that's going to allow me to pull Mike off his butt. And preferably you're going to do this explosively. So you're going to be like here. Push. Mike's falling over. Yeah, there we go. And now we're in whatever position we want to be in. Right? If we don't want to entangle the lower body, we can also use this off balance to make him post his hands and get underhooks back. So we're here, right? Go to off balance and he posts his hands. Now I can start getting underhooks back and I can start playing a butterfly guard now. Right? I can start going shoulder cushion, butterfly, right? So our goal is to basically make Mike let go of our side body lock. And we're doing that with like a, I guess it would be like a reverse butterfly sweep or like a Yoko Sumagaishi or whatever. So now, that's like best case scenario. If Mike sits back and he's too heavy, right? We're here, and I just feel like he's too heavy. I try and go for it, and he just sits back and heavy. I can try shrimping and like getting my legs back out to like a half guard. Or if I can get my knee out, now I'm back to butterfly guard, right? So his hips are pretty high right now. But if he was, if he was sitting down and away, be easier for me to shrimp to get my legs out, right? For him to stop me from shrimping, he's going to want to try and get his weight forward, right? And if he does that, then we would have went to our overhead sweep or reverse hook sweep, whatever. So we're here. I go to lift him. He's like sitting back in a way, really heavy, right? Shrimp. And now we're here, right? Maybe his body lock doesn't break, but now we're in a front body lock position.
Because of the leg difference, like, wow, yeah. They pulled away right away.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible that it would break even against the same, but yeah.
Yeah. It's hard to keep on when like keep somebody in there.
Well, the disadvantage of these body locks is like you're not able to post unless you let go of the body lock. So I use that against them basically.
Yeah.
Because this actual strength of a body lock is really strong. Trying to break it is hard. But if you make them have a choice between giving up their position or getting swept, most people unlock their body lock. That's usually the dilemma I'm trying to put them in, yeah. All right, so we went over the early stage. So we have hooks, we have our frames, and we're going to use that reverse hook sweep or like shrimping or butt scooting our butt away to get our butterfly guard back. This time, before I'm able to do so, Mike is able to remove my hooks and get beside me here. All right. Maybe don't go so far yet.
Okay.
Here. All right. No, you're good. So let's just circle so that we can see your left knee. So now we no longer can stop them from flanking us now because they've already made an angle. We're not hooking them anymore. So now the likelihood of them taking our back or passing our guard is higher here, right? So I'm going to try and find ways to either get my hooks back or I'm going to circle my hips away and hip heist. All right. So if Mike's not sitting back on his butt like that, I'm going to try and either reach back with this foot, where now I can use the off balance we did before, or I'll reach back with this foot and I'll lift and insert, and now I can do the off balance that we did before in the beginning of the video. All right. So I won't be able to do these if he's sitting back on his butt really heavy, right? If he's sitting back on his butt really heavy, I might be able to pummel in front of his knee, but I'm not going to be able to hook his leg. In this situation, this is where I'm going to keep my collar tie. I'm going to start walking my legs away. Yeah, hold on. Walk my legs away. And I'm just heisting, moving my hips away, making it hard for him to follow because I have a collar tie, until either I can break the grip or I stretch his arms out enough where I can get underhooks back.
Are you far enough where I couldn't get back there?
We're gonna get into what to do if you try and take my back. So I can't get my hooks in. So now I'm gonna walk my legs away. I'm gonna slow him down with my elbow and with the collar tie here, scooting my butt away. Yeah, hold on a little tighter. Scooting my butt away, away. And as I'm trying to face him, and I'm trying to break his lock by putting too much pressure on it. If for some reason he's like really strong and I can't break the pressure, right? I can start trying to get like underhooks back and then start trying to face him and all that stuff. So one more time, we're here. I move my hips away. Yeah, it's pretty hard to hold on to.
Let's reset.
We're here, moving my hips away, move my hips away until the grip breaks.
It's because of the collar tie. It's like
it's a frame, so it's hard for you to follow. So it like stretches out your arms to the max.
Yeah.
And then obviously, if I can't break the grip or get underhooks, I might make enough space to be able to get my leg hooks back in. So I'm like trying to frame away, And then I might be able to insert my hook. And then I can go back to the beginning of all these moves where I'm off balancing with the reverse hook sweep. So that's still kind of like not best world, but still pretty early. Now we're gonna go into like kind of like what they might do to us to make this stuff harder.
That's annoying.
It is annoying. All right. Take two.
Yeah, really.
So we just recorded the entire side body lock stuff. It's about a half hour long and 18 minutes of it recorded. So we just got to touch up on the last parts that didn't end up getting recorded because I forgot to delete videos off my phone after uploading them. So watch out, bud. Liam, stop, bud. All right, so yeah, we just missed about 12 minutes of our video because I didn't have data on my phone. I forgot to delete the videos before starting. So we're gonna do the last bit of the side body lock stuff that we just did. Where we left off was defeating the head pummel. So we're here. One thing Mike might do is circle around the front of me. Yeah, and then he's able to get his head around the corner here on the inside of my forearm, and he's going to keep his head glued to my chest. And now, since my elbow is like not in the right position to push him away or stuff his head, he's able to put me to my back here using his head and the body lock here. All right, so just circle your legs back to the beside me. So anytime I feel like this collar tie is starting to get lost as he tries to pummel his head to the inside, I can also try and collar tie my elbow to this side here. All right, I can have it on this side, preferably it's this side, but it may end up on this side as well if he pops his head out sometimes here, right? And then everything else is the same. If I can't get a collar tie in because he's completely beat me here, the next thing I'll do is I'll either grab his lat so that it's hard for him to remove his head and go behind me, right? Because for him to take my back from here, he needs his head to pop out and get behind me. So this lat grip kind of helps me stop that as I try and do my escapes, moving my hips out or getting my hooks in, right? The other grip we can use is an overhook on his near arm here, the one that's behind me. All right. Now with this overhook, just like the collar ties and with the lat grip, I'm trying to lean forward, and I can use the overhook pressure to like bring his shoulders forward, making it hard for him to put pressure into my shoulder to knock me backwards here. And now if Mike continues to circle behind me, right, I can use the overhook to make him let go and off balance him, right? I can start circling my legs out and all that stuff, right? So that's what we do if we're not able to keep the normal collar tie or any collar tie. Next will be they take our back. So again, we talked about if I have an overhook, it's gonna be really hard for him to take my back. And it's actually kind of dangerous for him to take my back because as he circles behind me, it loads him onto my hips where I could potentially off balance him from here, especially if I work myself back up to my feet. Typically what Mike's gonna wanna do to counter the overhook is he's gonna wanna circle around the front of me. Yeah, where now he can beat me with head position and he can like body fold me back to my mat here. All right. He doesn't typically want to circle behind me while he has this overhook because now my overhook becomes stronger and he doesn't have head position on me anymore because I'm able to load, yeah, here. All right. So that's kind of like one idea to stop the back take. If he shrugs my collar tie off to take my back take, so like, sorry, I got a hair on my face. So if like he turns the corner, yeah, that way, yeah, so, just do it slower.
Oh, okay.
As he continues turning the corner, my arm just kind of flings off. Just go over there, bud. My arm kind of just flings off. There comes a certain point where I just can't hold on anymore, right? So if I feel like he's circling behind me, he's just controlling my hips the whole entire time. Nope, you're gonna do the shrug.
Oh, okay.
As he circles behind me, he's just controlling my hips, and I don't feel like he's gonna take my back. I'm gonna continue to go to rear body lock here. For now, we'll get into what to do in the next video when we do rear body lock stuff. All right. The other thing I can do is if he like disconnects his hands and he grabs like the top of my shoulder with his right arm, yeah, and I feel like he's gonna go for like a seatbelt. Now my hips are free. I'm gonna be able to either try and do the hip heist, or as he circles behind, I'm gonna go to my shoulder, keep him away, and catch him back in my guard with a hip roll where I frame him away with my arm and my hip, and then swing my leg over. So again, we're here. He unlocks and grabs my shoulder, circles behind me. I go down to my shoulder. My butt is not my frame. Even if he puts his weight down on my butt, like I can hold this here because it's a structure with my skeleton through my shoulder to my butt. I can give him a little bump and then throw my leg over. The other thing I can do is as he's like turning the corner and he's like going for that seatbelt grip again, where he's like grabbing my far shoulder, is I can, as he circles behind, is I can just put my back to the mat. I mean, he didn't really circle behind. Yeah, circle behind here. And now I can kind of start doing my inverted guard retention where I put my back to the mat to avoid the back take. The last thing that Mike might do to me is the Dagestani handcuff. So we're here. I'm not going to go over the frame too much. It might be an elbow inside, might be lat, might be overhook. But we're here, and the handcuff I'm talking about is he grabs with his arm and he pulls my hand in. And now when he drives forward, I can't post on my hand, and he can flatten me out on my chest here or on my belly, whatever, and make it hard for me to escape. So if I'm up on my hand and my arm is out, Mike's not going to be able to reach my wrist to be able to pull it in. Even if Mike was to try and like buckle my bicep, maybe on the outside, like it's still pretty hard because my hand is posted out so wide. All right. Well, let's say he does buckle it down and I'm down to my elbow. I'm going to keep my hand out. If my hand is in, now Mike can easily reach it and do the handcuff. But when my hand is out, now when he reaches for it underneath with that arm, underneath, yeah, he's not going to be able to reach it. He might be able to touch my forearm, but he's not going to be able to pull it in. All right. If I feel like I'm losing this and he starts pulling me in, I'm going to get him off my shoulder. And now I want to stay strong here. And I want to try and peel his hand off and then seal him out, where now he doesn't have any underhook or the wrist control. And then we would escape from here. If he breaks me down here, I need to get him off my shoulder. So I'm going to reach and I'm going to cut my elbow in. And now from here, I'm going to try and get my hips underneath me so that weight is off that arm. And now same thing. Grab, peel, push the wrist down, and then now I'm going to bring my arm to the inside. All right. The last thing we'll go over with that is like a lower percentage, but if I'm not able to get up,
do I have your back already?
We're right here.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So as he puts me down, if I feel like I can't get up, actually let's rotate to here. So I put my weight on my shoulder and I can circle my arm all the way around here. And then keep my hand in the proper hand position, right? Because his grip is over top my forearm. It doesn't stop me from going this way, right? if he steps his knee around the corner, now I no longer can do this, right? I can only do it like before he gets around the corner with his knee, because then his knee blocks my arm and I can't swing my arm in a circle anymore. Again, that's lower percentage because it's like deeper and deeper into crap. So, so that's everything for the side body lock. The next video will be the rear body lock. The rear body lock.